What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the garage. As you can see, I have a pile of stuff for the truck this weekend. We're going to go over that pile of stuff real quick, check out what all I picked up, and have a look at our list, see what we're going to knock out, what's on order, and then we're going to get started. It's going to be a hot one. It is boiling here in Texas, but we're going to do our best. So let's check out what all I picked up. So back to our list here. I kind of marked the items that I ordered. So I ordered the radio setup. I got the stuff for the pinion, most of it. I ordered a seats, not here yet. I ordered a seat belt that got delivered. A new antenna because it had some little floppy plastic one. Console. All of the stuff for the tie rod. I'm going to do from hub to hub, all the tie rods and idler arms and everything. And then I ordered some window seals. They're not here yet. And then the tent guys coming Monday. So let's see what all I picked up. So I got this console, of course. It's not in the best shape, but I mean, it's 34 years old. So it's better than the one I have because on the bottom here, mine, these are broken, like just shattered and gone. You can't even bolt it down. It's just sitting in there. Same with the front. So that'll be an upgrade. This is a set of LED headlights. I didn't even know I needed these, but eBay thought I did. So, I mean, they were 17 bucks. I'm going to try them out and see what happens. Got a replacement driver's side seat belt. It's not the best in the world. The button kind of sticks, but when you push the latch in there, it latches. So it's better than the one I had that's it's all broken and it doesn't work at all. So it's an upgrade from that. That's for Eugene. This is just a USB charge cord for the truck. So when I'm in there, I can charge my phone. I just got red to match the interior. Had to pick up a new grease gun because mine, old little tiny one, is old and little and I got the tools to do the pinion seal. So I got the seal puller. This is a harmonic balancer puller, but the videos that I've seen, they use it to pull the pinion on the yoke on the front of the rear end. So I got that thing, and I got the seal, and I got the gasket cover seal, the gasket for the cover, and then I got some fluid here. I'm gonna have to pick up some more of this because I keep having to put it in there. I basically have to top it off every couple of days because it's leaking so bad. And then in this box, this is all the radio equipment. So that's the antenna there. It's a little 12-inch. It's spring steel, so it looks more original factory, but it's not very long. I don't like super long antennas. I went ahead and grabbed the backup camera, 20 bucks. It's gonna have a backup camera on it. It's weird that the oldest vehicle I own of all the cars I own, the oldest one I have is gonna have a backup camera. None of the others do. And then Crutchfield's really good with sending you all the support stuff. So it's got a cup that replaces the factory radio location and gives you a little storage spot. I plan on trying to cover this with something and then installing like a USB charger, maybe a clock, I don't know. This cup is going to be useless, but the one that has the flat face that you can install stuff into, they want $50 for, so I'm going to try to make my own. And this is the center, the piece where the vents are, where the radio goes, and the right color. What else is in here? The wire harness. That's the antenna extender. And then I got this radio. It's a Boss version. I went ahead and went with a 7-inch screen because this, I mean, the trucks these old never came with flat screen, so I didn't want a prominent big flat screen in there. Just a little 7-inch is fine to be able to do. Mostly I just do Bluetooth music. That's it. I have ordered replacement speakers for the dash and the back. They haven't got here yet. I kind of had to break it up over 2 credit card cycles. So I got the speakers for that coming. I found a seat. Because that seat over there is pretty rough. We can go look at that real quick. I don't know if I've really showed you how bad the seat is. I keep it covered with this little pillowcase so I don't get foam all over me. but it's bad. But I found a seat. It's on its way. It's actually the same guy I got the seatbelt from. The little cover for the brake pads on its way. Should be here today. So things are moving along. We got a lot going on. A lot of stuff to put on in this heat. So I think I'm going to start with the interior stuff, do the seat belt and the console. I'm not going to do the pinion today. I may wire up the radio because there's a wire harness in here somewhere. I can do that in the house, in the air conditioning. I can connect this and that harness together inside without dying. So I may work on that this afternoon. But yeah, truck's coming along, things are coming in. This is probably going to finish up most of the cosmetic stuff and the safety stuff once I get that pinion seal fixed where it quits leaking all over my floor. Tray under there to catch it now. I just have to make sure I park in the same spot every time so I'm over the tray. So I don't want it all over my floor. And then once this round is done, we can actually start into the fun stuff. This other column over here. I think I'm going to start with exhaust. Full headers, high flow cats, cat back, dual out. Probably get the bed liner, try to source a bed cover. I want a really low profile bed cover, but all the people that used to make them back in the 90s, the aluminum ones that sit right on the top of the bed, they're out of business. So all you get are the big fiberglass ones or roll-up ones. So I got to figure out which one I want. I can source a hood pretty easily. I've been shopping for wheels. I haven't figured out what I want yet. Back in the 90s, you had that deep dish 15 by 10 and the tire stuck way out past the fenders, and that was the jam. But I kind of want to do a little bit of a more modern look with a 17-inch rim and keep it tucked in the fender a little bit, but get the truck down low enough to where it's right on top of the tire. But I really like the directional look. You know, in the 90s, the directional wheels were super huge. Like everything was directional. All those deep dish wheels had the directional fins in it. So trying to find a directional rim that's more of a modern rim has been kind of difficult. At least one that I like. So it's kind of the plan there. I'm probably going to do like a 3.5 drop because I don't want to C-notch it. I will if I have to. I really don't want to. And then the second round of that will be more of the engine stuff. I think I've decided I'm going to go with like a cam and heads kit that's designed for a carburetor, and then do like a Holley sniper setup. And then I'll have to do high amp ignition. The intake will come with that, and then I'll have to do like a aftermarket fuel pump, bigger fuel lines, and like a fuel regulator. Should be pretty straightforward. I plan on doing this cam and head set just because I don't know how to match them. So the set will be matched together for the best optimal performance. All right, that's kind of my rundown of what I plan on doing. So let's get started. Finally, 5 tries later, mirrors up. Yep. Hell yeah. Ran into a bit of an issue here. I did not realize there was 2 different styles of center consoles. See, mine's got mount holes here, and this one, they're a lot further back. So the mount holes for the back don't line up. Everything else looks to be the same size and everything. I don't know. I've messaged the eBay seller, so we'll see what they say. I guess this one's for an extended cab. But anyway, that's on hold, so that kind of sucks. But I just realized I didn't show you this other box. This is the steering components. I ordered a kit that kind of had everything. Everything's just kind of thrown in here, but I've got tie rod ends. I've got the connector sleeves. I've got ball joints. I've got the pitman arm. I've got the idler arm. I've got new sway bar links. It's a total complete package of everything that you need to rebuild the front end, the front steering of the truck. In one of my other videos, I showed how much slack there is in that steering wheel. And it's a little bit cumbersome when you're trying to drive. So basically, I'm going to replace everything here from that ball joint all the way across to that ball joint and everything in between. I didn't order a new center link, that bar there. I'm just going to take that one off and clean it up real good. It doesn't have any joints or anything in it. All the joints are in the box. It's just metal, so I can just sand it down and paint it. And hopefully that'll clean up some of the steering and make it not so squirrely on the road. I also got those, that right there is the sway bar links right there. So all of that's in the box, and that'll be a project pretty soon. It's so hot out here. I went ahead and put the antenna on. I like that a lot better. It's a metal one, but it's short. Way better than this rubber floppy thing that was on there. I don't know. And then the brake pad cover came in just now. I went and grabbed it off the porch. So, looking good. No console though. I did go ahead and switch out the seat belts. I put the new one back in here, and then I had moved this one over here so I would have a seat belt, so I put them back. So for now, I guess we wait, because I don't feel like jumping into the radio or the steering when it's this hot. I may wait till later tonight or tomorrow night. All right, see you soon. I'm striking out left and right on these guys. It looks like these are sealed units. You can't replace just the bulb. I didn't know that. Apparently eBay didn't know that either. So, all right, those are going back. All right, took a little break from the heat. Got the wire harness wired up for the radio here. Use these slick little, got these off of Amazon. It's like heat shrink and solder all in one. Just slide them on there, and then you use like a heat gun there to warm them up. So I got everything connected. I went ahead and connected the wire for the reverse camera. I'll just leave it in the dash for now until I wire it up. I'm going to have to wire the other end to the camera. And then it looks like I also need to do a ground wire. This power plug just has a black and a power. So I have to run that black one to ground somewhere in the back. And that should fix that, because there's no ground for the camera in this bundle. It's just power. So I'm going to go ahead and tear the dash apart and get the old stuff out. This harness plugs directly in to all the cables that go to that brain under the dash of the this model truck. They have that little box, this thing, under the dash. And all the wires that plug in there, you unplug those and plug them in here. And then that wires up, and this plugs into the back of your aftermarket stereo. Makes it easy breezy. So let's get it ripped apart and get it put in. Alright, so we got the old radio cover out. We got to move these vents over to the new radio cover that has room for a radio, for a full-size den radio. So you just, there's some little springs in there. You pop those out, the vents come out, and you pop them back in those holes in that one. And then we'll be able to get this installed, get the radio mount sleeve installed. One more step closer. All right, I got it in there, got the beauty ring on it, got the screen mounted, got everything plugged in, I think. I'm gonna hit the switch, hit the key, and see what happens. Hopefully there's no smoke. Ooh. Turned on. Oh, speakers work. Let's see, let's go tuner. They play. They're not very good, but they play. Sounds like all four of them are playing. I have new speakers coming, so that's not a big deal, but it works. I have a radio now. Now I gotta put all of this back together. So I wanna work on that now. All right, finally got the dash all put back together. That's got a phone charger in it, so it won't close, but everything else is back together as best it can be. Got the cup installed, got the radio on. Everything turns on, everything plays sounds. It's awesome. Knock that one off the list. I want to work on the reverse camera and some other stuff another day. But for now, this one is done. Got all of the tie rod parts and pieces laid out here, taking inventory to make sure we have everything. So we have inner and an outer with a sleeve, inner and an outer with a sleeve. We've got the new pitman arm, we've got the new idler arm, and we've got both of the sway bar links. I've got ball joints that came with the kit, but I'm not going to install those right now because I don't have a press, and two of those are press on. So I'm going to be tackling this in the morning. I went ahead and sprayed some nut buster stuff under here. Got everything nice and lubed up so it'll set overnight, and hopefully these screws will pop, or these bolts will come right off without any problems. Put it up on some ramps so it's easier to get to. Hopefully it'll be a quick little project. Hopefully. We'll see. Alright, got the truck up on some ramps here. Give me a little bit more clearance to work on the front end. I want to get started on this tie rod assembly setup. Go ahead and knock all these bolts loose, get everything undone, and then we'll have to put it up on the workbench here. The critical part is going to be making sure that these assemblies are the same length, the new ones when you rebuild it, so that your alignment is in check. And then of course you're going to have to go get an alignment, but this will at least get us really close. So I'm going to get started knocking this stuff out. See what happens. Alright, so I ended up having to put it on jack stands. I could not get to these nuts on these outer tie rod ends with the wheel on. So I got it on some 6 tons. Got the wheels off. Knock that out real quick. That'll make it easier because I can get to it with an impact. Alright, starting over. Should probably put brake rotors on the list. Look at that. Holy crap. Pads are new though, so I mean, hey. All right, kind of got to a spot where I'm stuck. So I have to probably go buy some tools. So the geniuses at GM decided not to capture the bolts that hold the idler side. I'll show you the other side in a minute. So they're inside those holes, but you've got this metal part of the fender in the way, so you can't go in straight to the top hole. So you got to use the bottom hole with one of these pivot things. And then I'm really afraid of knocking the bolt into the frame rail and not being able to get it back out because of the new set didn't come with new bolts. So that's this idler here that I've got stuffed up out of the way. The bolts are in there. And then the other problem is I can't get this knuckle loose, and I don't have a socket big enough for that one. So I'm gonna go buy a ball joint tool and a 32mm socket. And I need to get grease anyway because the new setup has Zerk fittings right there. I need to get the grease for that, so I'm gonna have to run to the parts house. I didn't want to because it's just gonna get hotter and hotter, but I'm stuck, so off to the parts house. All right, 2 more trips to the store. For anybody that's doing this work, the pinion or the pitman arm nut is 1 5/16, so you got to get the big boy on that. And then the pitman arm puller that AutoZone had did not work, so I had to use this. I had to get a fork, but that worked. So I got the 2 tie rods off in one piece because we have to match these links. I got them laid out left and right like they were on the truck. And then this is the only part that's going to be reused is this guy here, as long as I can get the pitman arm off. So I'm going to go ahead and use a wire brush to clean this up, knock all the dirt and dust crud off of it, get it painted, and then let it dry while I'm working on the other stuff. Moving along. A little progress break for you guys. I haven't really been videoing what's going on because I'm not really sure what's going on. It's kind of been chaos. But we're to the point where new parts are going on, and that's the best part of a project aside from the completion. So I went ahead and got the idler side back on there. I did not drop a bolt into the frame, but side note, the end of the frame is open. So if you do, just push it out the front. Finally got the pitman arm off. That thing was a crazy on this. I had to borrow somebody's big boy puller. The one I got from the local parts house was not big enough. I got both of the tie rods kind of the same length here, really close. You just kind of lay them up there and just kind of keep wiggling them back and forth until they're almost the same length. Kind of laid out the same directions like that. Same length there. I got the crossbar cleaned up and painted here. It's just hanging here. He's kind of dry. He was outside, but I think it's dry enough now. Progress is progress. I think I'm going to clean up a few of these tools and kind of make some room because I'm starting getting frustrated running over stuff on this cart and stuff in the way. So, and I'll get started putting stuff back together. Onward and upward. All right, another progress video. Everything's installed. I even got the sway bar links in there. Everything's snugged up. All the pins are bent. These aren't super tight. I'm going to snug them up before I drive it over. There's a alignment place just at the edge of the neighborhood, so it won't be very far. All I got left is greasing everything, putting the wheels back on, and then setting it down. I've already cycled the steering completely through its range of motion to make sure there wasn't anything binding up. It feels so much more tight. I really hope this takes the slop out of the steering. But We'll see. I'm ready for this one to be done. It's probably 110 in this garage right now. I turned the fan off just now and it just feels like I'm sitting in an oven. I got a lot of mess to clean up, but that may be for later when it's not so hot. All right, I'm gonna finish this up so I can get out of this heat. All right, final checkup. She's back on the ground on all fours. The tires are pointed in relatively the same direction. Everything's greased, everything's torqued, everything's cotter pinned. All I gotta do is torque the lug nuts real quick. We'll be good. Hopefully the alignment shop's open tomorrow and I can run it over there and get that knocked out. Knock this one off the list. It is hot. Hot. Like I'm dumping sweat. So hopefully it's worth it for you guys. Hope you enjoy it. Tell you what, guys, this was a much bigger project than I anticipated. This shop is wrecked, but it's done. Well, guys, progress was made. Not as much as I wished it would have. A couple of the items that I bought were the wrong, they weren't the right ones, or they didn't work. That's kind of the risk you get with buying used parts like a console and seatbelts. So let's have a look at our list real quick and see what we got done. So we got the radio installed, we got the tie rod kit set up. I put the window seals in real quick. That was super simple. They had to be trimmed a little bit, but I guess that's just the way it is. They're nice and plush now. Just in time for the tent guy. Let's see. I added brakes on there. If you saw in the video, the brake discs are horrible. I've got a seat on order. I'm gonna have to source another seat belt and another console. I've got the stuff to do the pinion. I'm still trying to get the tail shaft seal for the transmission. The parts house didn't have one. So once I get all of those parts, I'll knock out the pinion and the tail shaft. The tent's coming Monday. I think I'm gonna rewrite this list, clean up all the things that I've done and rewrite the things I haven't because it's getting a little crowded. But yeah, we got progress. Well, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for this video. This week has been hot, but it's been productive. So we got quite a bit done, got quite a bit more to do. As always, thank you for hanging out with me. It makes it more fun whenever I got friends with me. If you guys like what I'm doing or you want to see more of my progress, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions or any comments, you can leave those and I'll get back to you on that. If you have any suggestions of what I should do, intake wise, cam head wise, things like that. I'm new to all of this, so I'll take all of the constructive criticism I can get. So that's going to finish it up for this one, guys. You have a good one and rock on.